Before I tell you this story, make yourself a promise. If a voice you love calls your name from inside a dark well, do not answer. Even if the voice belongs to your mother, even if it cries. Even if it knows the secret name she called you when you were a child, keep walking. The dead may know your voice, but the thing beneath the water knows your name. Many years ago, in the West African village of Oke-Ayo, an old stone well stood beneath a crooked iroko tree. The villagers called it the mother's mouth. In daylight, women collected cool water and children played nearby, but after sunset, the well belonged to the darkness. No one went near it, not even the bravest hunter.
No one draw water after the last rooster. After that, the well will draw from you. This is a warning.
Most people obeyed. Then, one year, the dry season came early. The river became a line of mud. Leaves coiled on the trees. Goats cried from thirst. And even the old iroko began to lose its leaves. The village needed water more than ever. The women worked farther each morning for water. They returned with half-filled pots and tired faces. Even the children stopped playing near the river because there was almost nothing left to drink. In one small compound,
always be grateful
lived
for what you
Morenike,
have.
Yes, Mama,
her
we are
little
so
brother
grateful.
Dapo,
I love being here
and their
with you,
grandmother
Grandma.
And I love
Iyashade.
you both. Always stay
Morenike was
close.
brave,
Our
but she
family
feared
is our
one thing:
greatest treasure.
losing the only family
Dapo had been sick for 3 days. His body burned with fever, his lips were dry, and his breathing was weak. He needs water. I'm going to the well no matter what it will cost.
Wait until morning. The night is not safe.
But I have to go.
Do not go to the well
Iyashade
after the
gripped
last rooster.
Morenike's wrist,
Some warnings
and leaned
are
closer,
older than our memories.
as if the walls themselves might be listening. That evening, Morenike lifted the water pot and heard nothing inside it but an empty echo. Morenike knew the warning. Every child in Oke-Ayo knew it, but she also knew that one might not survive until morning. When the moon disappeared behind the cloud, she took an empty clay pot and left the compound. As Morenike walked, she heard a soft dragging sound behind her. She turned quickly. There was only grass moving in the wind. Then the voice came again. Morenike, my child. Morenike froze when she heard the voice of her mother, Adoni, who had been dead for 3 years. She knew it could not be her mother, but the voice sounded exactly as she remembered it. Gentle, tired and warm. The voice came from the old well.
Mama,
The black water began to move,
Mama,
not like water in the wind, but like water beneath it had opened its eyes. Morenike lowered the clay pot. The clay pot became cold against her finger. Then something pulled it downward. Morenike held on, but the clay pot dropped into the darkness with a loud splash. A voice rose from the black water. Morenike leaned over the well as her reflection began to change. Her mother's face appeared in the water. The eyes were completely white, and wet air floated around the face like black weeds.
Tell me your name.
Morenike's name fell into the water. The surface became perfectly still, and the reflection slowly
Now I can
smiled.
find you.
The clay pot came back filled with dark water. Morenike pulled it up, filled it and ran. She did not look. Wet footsteps followed all the way to the compound. When Morenike arrived, Bako was sitting upright on his mat and staring past.
Why did your shadow come home before you?
Morenike turned. There was nothing behind her, but on the mud wall were two shadows, hers and another one, a tall, thin and dripping wet shadow. That night, Morenike could not sleep. Her shadow moved whenever she moved, but sometimes it moved first when she closed her eyes. Wet footsteps cycle her sleeping mouths.
Bako, come home before sunset.
A farmer named Bako walked toward the well, carrying a water jar. His wife saw him from the path. From inside the well,
Bako.
the voice
Yes?
repeated Bako's name. He leaned closer to the stones. By sunrise, Bako was gone. Only his sandals remained beside the well. His shadow was still painted on the ground. That evening, another villager heard his dead father calling. An answer. Then another heard a lost child crying. Soon, the well was speaking in many familiar voices. Some voices sounded like mothers. Some sounded like husbands. Some belonged to children buried years before. Beneath them all, a woman whispered, trying to remember her own name. Morenike ran to her grandmother. Iyashade sat beside the cooking fire, holding an old wooden bowl. The moment
You answered
she
it.
saw Morenike,
The thing in that
she
well learns
understood
the
that
voices of the dead.
the warning had been broken.
I was trying to save Dapo.
Morenike lowered her eyes. Iyashade reached for her hand, already know what had happened. Iyashade began telling Morenike about the drought that came before their grandfathers were born.
A young water keeper named Sira found a hidden spring in the forest.
Sarah gave water to the people, but she made them promise to protect the spring.
Never sell this water
and
to the
remember
desperate.
who have saved
And never
them.
forget my name.
This
When
spring
Sarah
belongs to me.
protested,
Water belongs to
he
everyone.
gathered some of the men around him, and they killed her and buried her, and warned every villager never to mention her name again. By morning, the spring had become a deep stone well. The water had risen around Sarah, but nobody dared speak her name. The villagers believed silence could make the tragedy disappear. Ancestors stopped speaking Sarah's name, believing that forgetting her would make her disappear, but it only made her lonely, and a lonely spirit can become a hungry spirit.
Go to the well before dawn. Take water from the river. Speak Sira's name, return what was stolen, and never give the well your name again.
Morenike looked at Dapo. His eyes were closed, but his lips moved as if he was whispering to someone unseen. She took the clay cup and walked to the river. There was only a little clean water left. Morenike filled the cup, held it against her chest, and turned toward the well. The first light of dawn was still far away. The Iroko tree bent over the well. Morenike's shadow stood on the wall. Facing her, her mother's voice called from the darkness.
Give
The
me
voice
your
changed
name,
into something deeper,
and I will
rising from
return
the
your
black water
shadow.
beneath the stones.
You have taken enough names.
Then give me your brother.
Morenike stepped closer and lifted the cup toward the darkness.
You have taken enough
He poured the river water onto the earth and faced the darkness
Sira.
beneath the stones.
Your name was Sira. You brought water to our people. They repaid you with stones and buried your name.
The water began to spin. A black wind burst from the opening, carrying hundreds of shadows. They flew into the air like birds made of smoke, then raced back toward the village. Across the Oke-Ayo, the stolen shadows returned to their owners. The people gasped and fell to their knees. Inside the well, something screamed, not with rage, but with pain.
Look at me, my child.
The shadow tightened around Morenike's ankles. Her dead mother appeared at the bottom of the well.
Come down.
Here looked down.
I have missed you.
The woman's face was beautiful, but her feet were turned backward.
I will not answer.
Morenike stepped away from the well as the face began to twist. A young woman rose from the darkness. Her tears were no longer friendly, and her face looked almost human again. At that exact moment, the first rooster crowed. The wind stopped. The water became still. Morenike stood alone beside the well as the first grey light touched the village. When Morenike returned to the village, everyone had their shadow again. Everyone except her. Her shadow had returned, but it was facing the wrong direction. From that day forward, Oke-Ayo shared its water freely and taught every child the name of Sarah. But on moonless nights, a voice still rises from beneath the stones. Sometimes it sounds like a mother, sometimes it sounds like a child, and sometimes it sounds exactly like Morenike, calling a stranger by name. If a familiar voice calls you from a dark well, remember, silence is safer than an answer.